What's more impressive, Mount Rainier or Mount Whitney? Mount Washington or Mount Elbert? Well, obviously, this is pretty subjective, but we actually do have a metric that we can use to determine how impressive a mountain is. So keep watching to find out which mountain in the US is objectively the most impressive. What do you think makes a mountain impressive? Elevation? Well, in that case, a small bump on the Tibetan Plateau would be more impressive than a large mountain like Mount Rainier. What about prominence? Well, how about Lhotse, the fourth highest mountain on the planet that also has less prominence than several mountains 1/10 its height? Clearly, it can be difficult to determine how impressive a mountain is using traditional metrics, so that's where JUT comes into play. JUT is an indicator of how impressively a mountain rises above its surroundings, considering both height and steepness. Simply put, it is calculated by multiplying the base to peak height of a mountain by the sine of the angle between a viewpoint, shown here as Q, and the summit of the mountain. Now, obviously, your viewpoint and the associated angle can change depending where on a landscape you're viewing the mountain. So JUT is always calculated using the maximum possible angle between a viewpoint on the landscape and the summit of a mountain. This allows us to objectively measure how impressive a mountain is. So given this information, what do you think is the most impressive mountain in the country? Unsurprisingly, like using most other metrics, the answer is Denali, with an impressive 2,576 meters of JUT. It not only has the most JUT of any mountain in the United States, but the 18th most JUT of any mountain on the planet. It also has the most JUT of any mountain on Earth located outside of Asia. Now, if we only consider mountains in the contiguous United States, then the most impressive are Mount Rainier, American Border Peak in Washington, Davis Peak in Washington, and Kinnerly Peak in Montana. Comment below the most impressive mountain you've ever seen, and be sure to follow to learn about the most impressive mountain on the entire planet.